And that's part of the charm. My time is part of the charm.
The vague hostage video.
I want to start with the Tuborg. I think I'm going to do Tuborg in the middle because it's the weakest link.
You can plug it.
It's the weakest link.
Maybe get a sponsor out of this.
They were sponsored by Ambani.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Sponsored by Ambani.
The weird one with like the missing chromosome. He just stumbles across this body like, Father, I would like some money, please. Next thing you know, we're shilling fucking Petrocorps. I'd do it. My morals are for sale. They're just very expensive, but they are for sale. Make no mistake.
Hello. A very professional setup right here. Welcome to our studio.
We're coming to you raw, man.
The monkeys have to be quiet.
It's guerrilla warfare, man.
Alright, we're about to kick off. Oh, welcome back, team, to another episode of Kino with Khan.
Wait, what's Kino with Khan?
Kino with Khan is the podcast that you're on.
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called.
That's what you went with?
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody knows the name of the podcast. It's like a running joke, except no one's in on it, and it's at my expense.
Yeah, that about checks out. That's where my career is. That's the right level for where my career is right now.
Every time I start this podcast, they're like, what is this thing? It is Kino with Khan. It's a film comedy podcast, critically panned. They won't even watch it. But it's
the New York Times called it a podcast.
The LA Times said, please stop emailing us. We're not going to give you a quote. But we're here in a special travel episode of the Kino Con because we are in Delhi. We are in Delhi and we are sponsored by this government of Delhi. The government of India actually is sponsoring this podcast.
Because we really are the best brand ambassadors for this nation.
Honestly, we're probably better brand ambassadors than most of the politicians.
Yeah.
And then we're here with a very special guest today. He is a tobacco baron. He is an author. He is an engineer. He's also the first family member to be on the podcast. My family member, not yours.
And you will never make it as well.
First family member, my brother from another mother, Fahad Khan.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy to be here for the first one because this is a special episode for people who are longtime fans of the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world will know from the setting that this feels like a different thing than your usual rooftop session hangs.
Yeah.
Because we're in the Mecca. We're in the crib. We're in the cradle. We're in the crypt.
Yes, we're at Granny's house.
We're at Granny's house. Genesis, this is the moment where all media consumption springs forth from here like the mighty Nile.
Yeah. We actually grew up watching just loads and loads of films in this house. And this is back in the DVD days. Actually, no, did we have a DVD player here? We were watching
We did have a DVD
player here. And we just watched
We played the same 3 DVDs on a loop like a fucking Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when the Friday nights at a retirement home. What do we have today? Shrek 3 is on today. Is up and looking forward.
Bloodsport was a big one for us.
Bloodsport.
But you think Fahad doing this episode would pick one of those films for nostalgia's sake, or pick a film that has something to do with India, maybe a Bollywood film, bring it back to that. But instead, he's chosen a honestly, an amazing film. I was really gassed to rewatch it, and we actually a first as well on the podcast. We rewatched it together over the last 2 days. He chose the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven. All-time film.
Today's subject, the Crusades. Let's get into it.
What's going on in Jerusalem? That's what we're really going to be talking about.
Let's just sort it all out. Look, we're all good guys.
Yeah. Move that embassy. That's the first thing.
No, but I'm not even here for the Kingdom of Heaven so much. I'm here for my boy Ridley Scott.
Oh, that's what we're doing?
One of the more maligned figures in modern history.
Yeah, I'm one of the ones maligning him.
That's really my life's work, is that I'm here to go on various podcasts and talk up the misunderstood directors of our time. The true Kino masters, really.
Kino? That's not Kino.
It is Kino. Okay. And I'll tell you why. I call them the black bag directors. Go ahead and feel free to ask me what's
a black bag director?
A black bag director, Asif, my dear student of the cinema, is a director where you never know what you're going to get.
Okay.
You stick your hand in the bag, and life's like a box of chocolate. Now I'm mixing my metaphors, but you pull your hand out, you don't know. You're going to get Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But you could also get The Duel.
Okay.
You could get The Kingdom of Heaven, but you could also get Prometheus. You know what I mean?
Didn't he do Gods of Egypt? I think he
Fuck.
did. I think
Yeah,
he did.
he did.
The worst thing is about this right now is I don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't look up anything. So I won't be able to fact check anything, which is a huge nightmare. But we're going to kick off with Kingdom of Heaven. Actually, a really enjoyable film. Like I do enjoy watching it over again. Fahad, can you give us a thing on this show? You have 2 minutes just to run through it.
It's 2005. Orlando Bloom has done Pirates of the Caribbean 1. Things have gone well. Before that, he's Legolas. And so now Ridley Scott is like, fuck it, let's just put him as the savior of Jerusalem because that's a reasonable jump for that career to make. And he is playing the romantic lead opposite Ava Green, who is 1.5 feet taller than him.
Nice.
So that short king, representing us all, decides to tell us like the true, like the Oliver Stone version of the Jerusalem story, which Jonathan Rice Milieu or Miles, I'm not sure, one of those guys. We don't have fact checking. He was one of the historical consultants on the movie.
Okay.
And after the movie was done, Ridley goes to him and he's like, here's the final cut, da da da. And I swear to God, I'm quoting verbatim. He looked at the print and went, this is Osama bin Laden's version of the Crusades. And then he asked for his name to be struck off the fucking movie.
That's good color. Fahad, we're asking for a 2-minute summary of the film for
So
people who haven't seen it.
there's a short king. Short king is in France, and some shit's happened, and things have not gone well for him. And then his dad shows up like on draft night, and he's like, "Yo, I'm drafting for the Crusades. I'd like to bring you along." He's like, "That doesn't fucking concern me." And he catches a body, right? He killed his brother,
Yes.
as one does, and then he's like, "Well, clearly I have no option now but to go join the Crusades." And this is really a heartwarming story, like The Judge, or like, you know those road trip movies? Him and his dad go on a road trip, they go to the Holy Land, they run afoul of Saladin, murder, mayhem ensue, and we have commentary in the modern 21st century about how Jerusalem should be handled.
What's it called again? The Battle of Harita.
Yes, so
Is it Harita?
I think so.
Harita, maybe?
It's an amalgamation of 3 different battles. Basically, this is the first Crusade has just ended. Acre, Jaffa, Jerusalem, they've all fallen under like this weird, like a halfway house of
No, it's
characters.
like 100 years after the First Crusade.
Yeah. And all 3 of these big cities have fallen into like kind of like this halfway house this condition where like there's a whole bunch of people coming and going. And now we have a mayor, actually called the sheriff or the marshal of Jerusalem, and that's played by Jeremy Irons. He is in service to the king of Jerusalem, who is King Baldwin IV, who is a real historical figure. Keen-eyed viewers will recognize him as the guy who throws up his hand with the dripped-out mask.
In the meme,
And he goes, silence, conspiracy theorists, a schizophrenic is talking.
Yeah.
That's my boy, King
Classic
Baldwin IV, being played by a very underrated and uncredited
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton.
Yeah. Ed Norton plays the character, and he's got a mask on the whole film. And he insisted on not being credited in the film. Very rare thing in Hollywood
To turn down credit.
to turn down credit for something you actually did, whereas most of the time it's taking credit for stuff you didn't.
I think it's also because he may just not have known how this movie's going to turn out. Like, he wanted plausible deniability.
Well, that's the thing about this film. So I have a few questions I can lead you into. And also, Fahad's brought notes.
I brought notes.
He's now like the 4th person to bring notes onto this podcast, which makes me think I should be having notes. And usually I do, or usually I have the internet, but today I don't. So I'm just going to be going spitballing off here. But what brings me one of the things, this feels like it is a good film. I enjoy watching it. I've watched it a bunch of times.
There you go.
I also don't think it's a good film. I watched it and I'm like, this isn't good.
All right.
But I really enjoy it.
When did you first watch it?
I think I first watched it in cinema,
How old were you?
a child.
Well, I mean, not the most nuanced audience for like a Crusade story. I think you got kind of hauled in there with an adult and you're like,
But sometimes I do feel like they're really,
There are no
they're really
robots.
beating things over the head
no.
with the messaging. They're really going for it. I do appreciate that when this film came out, it was, I mean, still is, but there's a lot of like anti-Muslim rhetoric around, and it was a really Islamophobic time, especially about Middle Arabs. You know, because they were up to some shenanigans, and they were getting blamed for other ones. And
Lads were on tour, things got bad.
but when this film came out, it showed the Muslim world in quite a good light.
Correct.
Which I did appreciate.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and that's the other framing for this movie. All right, you got to keep in mind this is 2005. Things have gone to pot for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. Lads on tour. Iraq's been invaded. Afghanistan's been invaded. And Bush, famously, under the influence of his father's contemporaries, which is Cheney, Rumsfeld, and all the rest of these guys, is kind of in his mind playing the Crusades, right? Because he knows as an evangelical Baptist Methodist background guy from the South, from Texas, his evangelical bros are like hyping him up, like, we could do this again, Ninth Crusade, this time's the charm. So he's gone there. And at that time, when the Dixie Chicks have been canceled, right? That's happened.
Yeah. Sinead O'Connor cancelled.
Right.
Yeah.
John Stewart is aging like a fucking fruit because he's asking for like the bare minimum of nuance. In the middle of that, Ridley Scott, the madman, the guy who was born in the 1940s, right, at the peak of the empire in the UK, is weirdly the voice of reason and nuance. It's like, whoa. Let's not all jump on the propaganda thing.
Yeah.
And if we're going to do the propaganda thing, how about some Arab propaganda? And that's how we got the legend that is the Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, I do. So that part I really appreciate. And then the character of Saladin in this film, very historically accurate as well, because he was like the first guy to take. Before this, when Jerusalem was being handed back and forth between people, they were just like slaughtering everyone who was in the city.
Oh yeah.
Whereas now, Saladin was the first one to be like, guys, everyone's allowed to pray here. It's like a holy place.
Correct.
Leave it alone. And they showed him in that light. They showed a lot of the Arabs in that light. They did, but for fairness, they had like one general or I don't know, super handsome, looks like an Emirati sort of guy standing there, and he was the bloodthirsty one the whole time. So they had that guy too, but Saladin was like a calm leader. And at the same time, when Baldwin, which is the leprosy head mosque guy played by Ed Norton, was the king in Jerusalem, he was like a sound leader.
Yep.
And he had the bloodlust guys around, and they were able to maintain peace. But then when he dies, I think there was like a purposeful narrative about when the leader is a warmonger or, you know, has these sort of ideals, everything's going to fall apart. Even if there's good faith on one side, it has to be good faith on both sides.
Yep.
I think that was quite intentional as well because of the political climate at the time.
And right on cue with this project, Ridley goes and he's like, I need to get money for this movie, and it's going to be expensive, and I'm going to do the whole sets and da. And nobody has any money, and he says, I want to tell the story of the Crusades. Everybody gets on board. Fox gets on board.
Yeah.
And Fox is like, oh, we're going to throw money at this. We're going to throw 150 milli vanillis at this thing, right? And this is at a time like before CGI and all that stuff. So this is big money. And so he goes off, and he's Ridley Scott, so he fucking shoots the movie exactly how he wants to shoot it. At the end of which he comes to them and he shows them the rushes of the movie. And the Fox executives look at it and go, absolutely the fuck not.
Oh, really?
Have you lost your fucking mind? We're not putting this out there. Like, we're Fox. Did you not know where this was going to go? And so this is like one of those stories up there with like Apocalypse Now, of the delta between the original cut and the final cut being so vast that the critics had to remove their original ratings of the movies. Roger Ebert gave it like a 3 on 4 as it was.
Yeah.
And then when he got the final cut, which was sent to him by Ridley Scott going, look man, seriously, take a look at the movie. He's just like, oh, take that old one off the website. This is a completely different movie. And he gave it 4 on 4.
So that is the thing as well, when people mention, it's a friend of the podcast, Matt Price.
Yeah.
He will not say Kingdom of Heaven without saying Kingdom of Heaven.
The director's cut.
And usually a director's cut is worse.
Yep.
Because
a lot more self-indulgent.
Yeah, a lot of the times the studios know what they're doing. Like we all love the stories of like a director goes in there. Like Mel Brooks went in with the Elephant Man, and he tells them, "Listen, here's the picture. Here's the first cut of the Elephant Man." And they go, "This isn't good." He's like, "I'm not here to take notes from you."
Yeah.
And then he whoop.
That's where we are, baby.
Yeah, we're out here in the streets, baby.
In the streets.
And then he wins like 10 Oscars with it, right? We love those stories, but more often than not, it's a lot of the time like the director is like, it does need to be reined in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean like with the Zack Snyder thing, right?
Oh yeah, that's the most famous like Snyder
like release
cut.
the Snyder cut, and then I was one of those hype boys that kind of got bought into it because I like my comic book movies, unlike you, dark and gritty and realistic.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Snyder cut, and there was no difference. It was just longer. And there was a lot more slow-mo.
Just a few more inserted scenes. No, comic book movies. I mean, like Christopher Nolan did like some good. Like those Batman films are obviously gritty and fun and like really good.
Yeah,
but then like also comic books are supposed to be like fun.
Yeah.
You can have the gritty ones, but also like I don't want to see Superman being like, oh, it's so hard being Superman. It's not. It's not hard being Superman.
No, it isn't. That's
it's
true.
pretty easy being Superman.
Famously, that's the whole point.
That's why Lex Luthor fucking hates it. We've done a Superman episode of this podcast. We've gone into it, but like all this.
What was your view on Superman again?
I like the new one.
You like the new one?
I like the new one because it's fun. It's like, and the Superman's problem isn't like, how am I going to beat this guy? He's like, I can very easily beat this guy. It's like, why is the world not happy with me beating this guy? Like, you know, it was about like, and it was about Israel Palestine.
Well, that's what the liberals put onto it.
Yeah.
Which all the red pills were like, no, you guys are taking Superman away from us. How could you do that?
That film was 100% about.
Yeah. Media literacy is not doing well in 2026.
No, it's not. But yeah, kids do have it. So it's
Yeah, incidentally, on that subject, as a segue, back in the day, like all these accounts that we have that led to the historical bank, that led to the what we understand today to be the Crusades, a lot of that started off like the Greek epics, like my boy Nolan's Odyssey, right, as sort of the comic book of its time.
Yeah.
Which is just, we're going to give visual metaphor to these stories that we have that uphold the ideals of our society.
Yeah, stories for people to listen to. No one, people didn't want to study history. They were like, they were bored sitting around. Like, tell me.
Like, give me a synthesized opinion at the end. I don't want to sit here with the fucking facts.
We actually, I did a medieval history course at university, and we had and we had like a source book of original sources. My favorite one in there was the Mujahideen leopard. And it was a story.
Sick name for a podcast.
Yeah, I know. But then it was about the story was that like it was written down as like a treated as fact, but obviously it was like some sort of story that they told.
Yeah.
But they were sitting in like somewhere outside of like Jerusalem, like somewhere around there, in Middle East, and during the Crusades, and they're chilling out, and then some Crusaders come, and they're like, "Who owns the castle up there?" And they're like, "Oh, the Mujahideen lives up there. I wouldn't go up there."
No.
And they're like, "Just one Mujahideen?" He's like, "Yeah. So we'll go and take this small keep, much better than the castle." So they go up to the keep, they get fucked up, and they come back down. And then like one guy comes back down, and he's like, "It was a leopard. There's a leopard up there." And it's a very angry leopard. And then he's like, "Yeah, that's the Mujahideen leopard." he killed those guys. And then I thought that was a very funny story.
I think
it's like a little stand-up bit from the.
I'm pretty sure they might have been like, they might have misheard. They might have heard like Mujahideen leper. Or something.
Yeah, easy.
That's one guy and he's like fucking 1 foot in the grave already. No, turns out it's a religious big cat.
They're just like, it's his, he's a warrior up there. We don't go up there. It's my kind of historically accurate, actually. I like it. It's taken a piece of history that is, and followed the timeline, the basic timeline that you're given in like a school class, and then just filled in the blanks itself.
Correct.
Which is quite fun.
Correct.
In the real one, Orlando Bloom's character is actually like,
he's a nobleman.
He's a nobleman. He's born and raised in like
fairly well off. If you watch the movie, he's this down on this luck guy who's had a few things go wrong. For one thing, his Catholic wife has committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's no good.
No.
Right? His kid's gone. That's no good. And on top of everything else, apparently his dad sired him through the rite of prima nocta, which is like the nobleman can come down and basically on the wedding night take the bride or the bridesmaid, whose functions were a lot more than planning the bachelorette back in the day.
Yeah, some places, no, we've let that go.
Yeah, we'll let that go. Times have moved on.
Because of woke. Woke's taken that for us.
Never forget what woke took from you.
Yeah, prima nocta.
It was great. It's great. I like that part of the movie as well because it's reminds you that a lot of the people who went to the Crusades, right, they went at the time with basically the promise, TM. Yeah. The promise TM is like this thing that I have. That every age of its time, has a promise that it gives to the people. So in our age, it's, hey man, we're going to give you fame, we're going to give you notoriety, we're going to give you money, we're going to give you da-da-da.
You just got to move to Miami.
Yeah, you just got to move to, there's certain distasteful things you're going to have to do, like move to Miami or go to LA or get on Ozempic. You're going to do some shit, all right? I promise you it's going to work out. Back in the day, it was you are all sinners, you're born in sin, things have gone very badly, your squalor is proof of your sin, time to go to the Holy Land.
Yeah. All that wanking you've been doing, brother?
Yeah. The bill has come due.
You got a crusade for that.
There's not enough war crimes in the world to purge me of my sins.
And then, but like, this is what people did when they didn't have like Netflix and stuff. They didn't have
Correct.
internet. So what am I going to do all day?
That's the thing. It's such a like people can make their little social commentary all they want. That look, we have no attention span. Good, fucking good. Have you seen what humans do when we have attention spans?
People are like, we don't want to end up like Wall-E. And it's like, I don't want to end up like Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, like if you leave us alone without the infinite scroll, we go on crusade. We take Czechoslovakia, right? We do horrible shit. We burnt witches. You think people were burning witches if they had like 10 seasons of 30 Rock? No. They're like, women can be funny. You know what? Let's let Esmeralda off the stake. I mean, what did she do, really?
Is Orlando Bloom a good actor?
Where do you land on it?
I was very much of the thing that, like, because he went to drama school, he's like trained.
Did he really?
Yeah. He went to drama school. I'm not sure which one, but he went to drama school. And he
He didn't go to like.
I don't know if he might have gone to RADA or something.
I think
like
he
that.
went. I think he had an acting coach.
I
don't think he went to went to drama school.
No, I think he went to drama school, like properly.
Like RADA?
No, maybe not RADA, but he went to a proper conservatory and stuff like that. And then I think so, something like that. And then you watch like The Lord of the Rings. He's great in it when you're watching it, but then someone points out to you that he's just always just staring off in the distance, and you're like, that's weird. And then you watch like Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're like, yeah,
that was a step up.
Yeah, he's fine in it, but he's getting outshined a lot. He's like, there's this theory that like in these sort of films, like Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, things like that, these like big adventure films, you need someone who the audience can imprint themselves on.
Right.
So,
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
The everyman, the blank canvas.
Yeah,
that
but
you
he's
can
not like,
project
so if
on.
you think about Star Wars, your favorite character in Star Wars is never Luke.
Correct.
It's it's like
Han Solo.
Han Solo, the Chewie, whatever.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like
Johnny
Barbossa, Johnny Depp, stuff like that. And then Harry Potter, no one's favorite character is Harry Potter. They like all the other characters. But that's who you envision yourself as.
Correct.
And you have to play those roles, you have to have like, give a performance that allows people. It has to, Keanu Reeves in the Matrix, like,
Correct.
he plays that
or
super,
anything he's ever done.
Yeah, he plays it like super, almost dead.
Yeah.
But because like it's the right thing to do because it lets you're the lead and people are trying to get you then imagine themselves in the story, so you have to like let them do that. And it's something that I think about a lot. And so maybe Orlando Bloom is doing a very good job because those films are huge successes. Every film he's in is a huge success.
Yep.
And you watch him and you are imagining yourself in that role a lot. You can really see yourself in that, like, if you were in that world.
Do you think it also works like that for him in his personal life?
I don't know.
Because he was with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Before she went Russell Brandy.
Yeah.
Right? And like astronaut, this is not astronaut, this is I Kissed a Girl Katy Perry. Right?
Yeah.
Catholic girl, schoolgirl Katy Perry. And then he got Miranda Kerr, which is Victoria's Secret peak of her powers. Like, do you think that's why like they're with, not just because he's a pretty boy?
They see what they want to see.
Yeah, they just see whatever they want to see.
Potentially, I think he is someone who you can get lost in. Like, he could have like a cultish following. Like, he is what you want him to be, a sort of thing.
The blandest cult leader
And
ever.
I have always questioned his ability to act, but he's always never taken roles that really tested him. At least on like maybe things I haven't seen, but like things that are super. And then I watched this film Deep Cover on Amazon Prime, which was marketed quite like in a way that I thought it was going to be some sort of like shit comedy film. And I put it on, and it was really funny. I recommend it. It's like it's a fun film to watch on a Sunday evening. And he's playing a bit of a louder character in that, and he did a really good job. He does it well. And I was like, have we just not been using Orlando Bloom? Have we just been leaving?
Is this on us? Is he actually not shit?
Is Orlando Bloom a good actor?
I mean, there's no like breakout moment where you're just like I'll put it this way. Orlando Bloom has never made me cry.
Yes.
Mel Gibson has done it.
Yes. Mel Gibson.
Right? Mel Gibson has made me feel things.
Mel Gibson.
Half the shit I didn't want to feel.
Mel Gibson will make you cry on and off camera.
I have strong opinions on the Rothschilds now. That's great. Right?
I think my wife is really out of line all the time now.
Thank you, Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
Tom Hanks has made us cry, right?
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan. Tom Cruise has made us cry.
Yeah, but these are good guys we say are good actors.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like Orlando's never done it.
Orlando's never had to do it. He's never been in a role where like, I wish I had my phone so I could look up Orlando Bloom films.
I'll do it.
Yeah, please do. I've never seen like, because we've never asked. He's always given us what we've asked for. He's never given us more or less.
Yeah, but also like he had a pretty rough assignment in the second one because like if you have to conjure romance in your big budget movie and you're opposite Keira Knightley, I love her. She's lovely. But
She is a good actress.
She's not gonna be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Ultimately, you're out there on a ship.
No. Okay, naturally,
You know?
Keira Knightley is a very talented actress, I'd say. She is very, very good.
By the way, you guys might not know this, but
Have you ever seen Anna Karenina? She's great in that.
Yeah, she's also good in Atonement.
She's so good at Atonement. Like, they do what they're what is asked for them, and we've never asked more of Orlando Bloom.
Oh wait, he did play Paris in Troy.
He did that part well, I think.
He did that part. He had to be pathetic. He gave us pathetic.
Yeah, and he gave us like, oh, you're kind of annoyed with him the whole time.
Yep.
Worked quite well. Been annoyed with him since.
Yeah, pretty much. The camera shorted out.
Yeah, for those of you who don't notice, it's so fucking hot today in Delhi that the camera overheated. So
It's 40 degrees at night.
40 degrees at night. Because this is the night pod. This is where things
That's
get
how
sexy.
raw we're getting, baby.
This is where things get sexy and sultry. Let's talk about it. Matt Price called Eva Green plus size.
Which is true. That's insane. That is a catastrophically insane thing to say.
Matt Price, friend of the pod, friend of women.
Friend of women, ally.
Despite what people
ally,
say.
known ally, right? Litigation is pending. We can't talk about it too much, but
Yeah. No, he is the woke left.
The woke left.
He's the one they keep complaining about. And someone.
he said Eva Green is plus. No, he said she's curvy. Curvy is. And by the way, this is a movie for those of you who have no interest in history. You can watch this movie for the artful, implied, tasteful nudity that Eva Green puts out there, right? Just to let us know that this is the medieval times and things get raw.
Fine, don't turn it into that kind of podcast.
I'm trying to get Ridley his due by any means necessary.
Fahad, we're in our granny's house. Your
House of shame, man.
Shame. There's partial nudity in this one, too.
Never mind the political themes, boys. I saw underboob.
Going on, you were making a point about how Ridley Scott delivered for Muslims in a time when no one else was in media.
Correct.
Western media. Or Indian.
Or Indian media, right?
I assume in Arab media they're doing a good job.
I mean, they did okay in Arab media, but ain't nobody fucking watching that.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think...
Have you seen Arab TV shows?
No, but I will shout out that Lebanese films are some of the best films in the world. Lebanese cinema is some of the best cinema in the world, I think.
Okay, so I truly
It's all
believe
very
this.
art house.
Things have gone. So this is my theory. There were 4 major cinematic houses in the world. You had Americans, obviously, right? You had the Iranians, you had the Indians, and you had the Japanese. This is back
Oh, mate,
in the
no,
50s.
you're missing... Wait, you're saying right now?
50s.
In the 50s?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had Kurosawa, we had Majid Majidi, we had Satyajit Ray in India, we had the golden age of these like 12 Angry Men and all that stuff that's coming out, right? And the Americans are going, hey, we'll adapt books.
Yeah.
We'll do books and we'll turn them into movies. The last fucking time the Americans read a book. But those big powerhouses were like they played at every film festival. Right? It was always like the Iranian movie, the Japanese movie, the da-da-da. And like insufferable film nerds even today will tell you that, you don't fucking know the filmography for Kurosawa? Da-da-da.
Yeah.
It's me, I'm a film nerd.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something you just do immediately.
Yeah. But no, so the point is that nobody was doing this well. Arab movies and TVs were basically soap operas. Like everybody had gotten this, like the plastic, like it was just coming out, but the deck hadn't been perfected. So there was a lot of blown out lips, and there was a lot of like evil twins coming back from the dead. Ridley Scott came through in the clutch. Ridley Scott said, no, I'm going to tell the story of my people. And by my people, I mean the people that my people subjugated.
Okay.
And he did it at a time which, so 2005, Jarhead comes out.
Yeah.
That is critical.
All this stuff is completely paid for by the American government as well, like
Correct,
Jarhead and all
correct,
these films,
correct.
The Wall, things like
But
that.
Jarhead is different because they baited and switched the American government. They said, we want to make a movie about the Marine Corps' experience in the Gulf War, except they told the fucking truth.
Yeah.
And the American government was not fucking happy about this. They called up Universal, I think it was Universal, and they said, if you release this fucking movie, we will make your lives a living hell. And so they released it only on like small circuits and then straight to DVD afterwards. Incidentally, weird fucking thing, please look it up. Jarhead was like this, it was based on the memoirs of this actual Marine in the Gulf War who was like, we're out here in the desert fighting this war for fucking nothing. This is accomplishing nothing, right? Ostensibly, this is about freedom and democracy and da-da-da.
Yeah.
Parallels to Kingdom of Heaven. But really what this is about is greed, land grab, resources, global positioning. And the whole movie is pretty much like a downer. Like this is like Kubrick's movie, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
But just updated for the time. That movie, Jarhead, got 5 sequels.
Yeah.
There's Jarhead 2, Jarhead 3, Jarhead 4, Jarhead 5, and Jarhead 6.
I've never heard of any of them.
The last 3 were direct to DVD.
Nice.
And these are movies which basically completely get divorced from the original. So the original is this biting, expose on the life of a soldier in that.
But it still makes him look like a hero.
Well, Jarhead doesn't. Jarhead is like, it just shows them the war machine for what it is.
Yeah.
Right. You're out here for Lockheed and Raytheon.
Yeah.
But Jarhead 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 only have like that typeface that they do, that typewriter thing to set the scene, and then everything else is like shot in a single room. At one point, like this woman is being held hostage, and the guy behind her is wearing like a dowel from Target, and he goes, "Allahu Akbar." He even does Allahu Akbar, but like in an American accent. They couldn't be bothered to do that, right? And then like the hero hits him with like a 9mm round, and he just blows up. And the actress is fine.
Nice.
And so anyway, point is that Kingdom of Heaven came out at the same time as the original Jarhead. Ridley Scott came through for us. I will love him forever for that.
Yeah, because not many people were making content, or not content. Sorry, I'm such a.
He's
Zoomer.
wearing a bucket hat.
I'm such a Gen Z.
He's wearing
guy.
a bucket hat.
I'm so Gen Z. Films.
I thought he was doing chemo, honestly. I was like, you're so brave. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. It's still there. It's still there. No, I was doing. No one was making films at this point that like showed Muslims in such a good light, and yeah, Saladin obviously based on a historical figure. It would have been bad if he got that wrong. But
Correct.
then even like the Saladin's second in command, who Orlando
he was
Bloom,
the emir of what is now Oman.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, an actual historical figure.
Okay, nice. So when he meets Orlando Bloom in the desert, they have a little fun. He pulls a little trick on him, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're a good guy, man, Orlando Bloom." And then he respects Orlando Bloom throughout, and he's always a very like upright guy as well.
Correct.
And out of the 5 Muslim characters with lines in this film, 4 of them are shown as good guys, men, upstanding men, and I think that's like really important for this film, and it's important for the time to show that as well.
And that's it's one of the things that you see, like it's a continuation. People go like, why would you make that movie? That's such a difficult movie to fucking, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Why would you make that movie, right? Like this is so expensive and nobody's gonna like it and Fox is gonna ultimately fucking kill it. Why would you even do such a thing? And it's because Ridley, and I made a note of this, all right? Ridley made Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Ridley made Gladiator.
Yeah.
Ridley made Aliens.
Yes.
Ridley made Black Hawk Down. And all of them have one thing in common, which is basically it was a story of like men operating inside these brutal, collapsing systems that just don't work anymore. And the story being told of them in the wider world is this. Ridley goes, no, I'm going to show you the guy on the ground and how he actually gets things done. And that's what the Kingdom of Heaven is.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting Ridley Scott's films, actually. I appreciate that a lot.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is historical accuracy the be-all, end-all? Like, is it a moral obligation right now?
No, I don't think so. It depends on what the story is, obviously. If you're doing something that matters to a lot of people,
right,
genuinely matters to a lot of people. If you're doing a Nehru, you're doing a Gandhi, figures who are very, actually, not just matter to a lot of people, who are quite contemporary, modern history, I think you have to do justice to those people. Or if you're doing like if you're doing a bio, like say 13 years from now, you're doing a biopic on Billie Eilish.
Yep.
And Billie Eilish is
that's 100% already in the works.
Billie Eilish's family, active family who are living, are like, no, that's not very accurate. Like take Green Book for example, when they made, that's a quite modern history. It was just like civil rights era. They made the film. They won a bunch of Oscars. But then all the Mahershala Ali's family from the film, they're like, this is not what the story was. You've just really made this like quite campy and white savory and like weird. It was my dad's driver. Like, it was like, and he was also a bit of an ass. Like, I mean, sure, my dad had a soft spot for him, but it wasn't like they helped each other.
Besties.
They didn't help each other on the way. My dad like was a world-renowned musician,
right?
And this guy like drove him around and like kind of protected him a bit. So I thought that was interesting. But that sort of stuff you have to take into account.
So an artist has a right to present a perspective.
Yes, and I think the thing is, if you're writing a book, then it's very much obvious that it's the author's perspective. When you're writing a film, people go to watch a biopic, and they take it so much as fact.
Yeah.
And even like a historical film like Kingdom of Heaven, they take it so much as fact. I don't know why that is, but when you watch something, you're like, this is what happened. And I think it's important, like with modern history, you have to be quite careful with that. But when you start going back into like the early modern period and stuff like that, you can have a lot of fun with it. I think you can if you're not like saying based on a true story.
Correct.
That's like, I saw one that was like based on real events, okay, and there was one Bollywood one which I loved. It was based on true rumors, And I was like, nice. Nice. I'm going to do every film.
We need to just open every story with that. This could be true.
Based on true rumors.
You can't prove that it's not true.
Yes. I think so. I'm a huge fan for like historical comedy.
Yes.
And I think that's great. And to do that, you have to take liberties with the like source material.
Yeah, correct. Because I remember at the time when this came out, and I was really a big fan of it, and I told people, I'm like, I really enjoy Kingdom of Heaven. And I had like these older guys that I was friends with who were like college students and whatever, and they were like, no man, like you have to be careful though, because it's not entirely historically accurate. I agree with that. I understand that you don't want to misrepresent things. But American cinema has this thing where it's like, The Patriot is not historically accurate.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking American Sniper, famously. Right? Chris Kyle?
Chris Kyle.
Right?
Chris Kyle,
That's just
criminal.
completely pulled out of his fucking ass.
Yeah, he made
so
it
it's
all
like,
up.
all right, well, Ridley got one for us then. Fuck off.
Yeah,
you know?
but also like, it's not historically accurate. Cool, nerd. Go read the history book.
Yeah.
I'm here to
coming,
watch a movie.
If you're coming to fucking the cinemas as a replacement for your history class, then I don't know what the fuck tell you.
Watch a documentary. Please go learn. I don't want to do that right now. I'm here to watch, an epic of some sort, or like I'm gonna watch a funny historical film.
Yeah.
I would love a Gandhi comedy. That would go so hard. I would love it.
Death of Stalin may have been one of the greatest.
Death of Stalin's one of the greatest, and that's relatively accurate as films go.
Yeah.
But Death of Stalin's brilliant. One of the best films ever made.
Since we're here, there's another reason I feel like Kingdom of Heaven, like people know Gladiator, people know all these other movies that he did.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people genuinely would be like, I've heard of Kingdom of Heaven, haven't seen it. And I'll tell you one of the reasons that may
Really? You think so?
Yeah,
I have a theory on that, because
Yeah, okay. So I think one of the things that may have not helped Ridley's case was that in the beginning of the movie, he talks about Europe like it's fucking Mogadishu. He goes, Europe has fallen into disrepair. People are dying in the fucking streets.
They kind of
People are fucking pillaging, dying, raping, plague is everywhere.
I've been in Delhi for like 2 weeks now, and I've been doing some of the stuff that I've never done before, which is like getting around to the tombs, getting around to the historical, like UNESCO heritage sites, all that sort of stuff. Oh fuck, fly in the face.
We don't let you know, this is not a set. We really are out.
We don't edit anything. No, trust me, my audience was not concerned that this was a set and
this
I was
is not
faking
CGI.
it. I wasn't faking it. They know where we're at. But then, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've been doing all this stuff, and sometimes I see stuff like, oh, this is like the bathhouses that were built in the 11th century and the libraries and stuff like that. And I'm sitting and I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, these people were miles ahead of anyone else. Like, the other countries were living like shit compared to like the Mughal Empire and stuff.
We had the bathhouses.
Yeah.
How civilized that is, and vaguely homoerotic.
Greeks had bathhouses and stuff like that. But like, it's stuff like, I don't know, like everything it reminds you, because also like Occidental history will show you sometimes, like especially as like a form of like relieving any guilt, that areas that were colonized eventually were like kind of shitty to begin with.
Yeah.
But that's so not the case for like the entire Mughal Empire, North Africa, Western Africa.
Yes.
Like these places were fucking thriving, and they were doing super well. They were smart. They had like libraries. They had like, I don't know. So you get reminded of that every now and again. What was the original question?
The original. I mean, like,
what am I talking about?
No, but like it's a question worth asking, because like there's so few, even now in 2026, right? Everybody and their dog is willing to give us the POC perspective.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, this is African. Like, we still have a problem selling Helen of Troy as a black woman. Like, we're still at
Helen of Troy is not real.
Exactly. She's the daughter of Zeus. She could have fucking 3 heads. Who gives a fuck? Like, what are we doing?
That is a funny one. I mean, everyone did it with the mermaid thing, which is funny. So I'm noticing now, because we have the light on.
We have the bugs. They're here for...
The bugs are here. The bugs are fans of the show, friends of the pod.
They're here for authenticity.
Just for the real ones today, the real fans. I'm not comfortable around insects, but I'm sticking it out right now for our listeners. Anyway, yeah, when the mermaid things, they're like, a black mermaid, that's not possible. It's like, mermaids aren't possible.
Like, do I have to explain this to you, like, that it's a made-up story? No, but like, I don't know, mermaids are always white. I've never seen like a mermaid with dreads. What the fuck are you talking about?
How many words have you seen?
Does anyone have any like follow-up? Like, this is what I mean. This is like a thing close to my heart. We have to bring reference to context questions back, like English exams, which would ask you, what is the author trying to say here? Why do you think the author... Like, those questions have gone out the fucking window.
I think we actually need to encourage footnotes.
Correct.
I think footnotes.
I
Footnotes
agree.
is a great
Speak
thing.
on it.
Footnotes
Speak
is a
on
great
it.
thing. I was working on a script with a friend of mine, with my writing partner Cole, and we thought of
Yep.
putting footnotes into the film, like show up, because we thought people wouldn't believe us because it was like
Media
so
literacy
crazy.
is a problem.
And I think it's so funny to like footnote things more. Like you should just assume, because like, it's in a world of disinformation, how we battle that is if you're going to say something wild or spicy in the group chat, you have to footnote it immediately.
Correct.
We shouldn't have to ask you, where'd you get that from? You have to footnote it.
Correct.
And that's the same thing. The big thing for me right now is Trump tweets, because Trump tweets are so getting wilder and wilder. Like that one tweeted today, to date the pod, is what was it like?
It's
No
him
one loves
walking
God
through,
more than me.
Well, that, but also there's one where he's just walking through Area 51 with a ripped alien.
Yeah. So you see that stuff, and you're like, that can't be real. And I don't want to text you. I don't have time for this. I don't want to text you. Hey, where'd you get? Is that real?
Yeah.
Footnote it. Footnote it for me. Tell me show me the screenshot from his Truth Social,
Yep.
and then I know you have a Truth Social account, and I will block your number. Okay, so back on the Ridley Scott thing, I agree with you saying my phone's not working. Can I get Ridley Scott's filmography, please? Because I do love Ridley Scott.
Mind-boggling.
I love Ridley Scott. Don't get me wrong. I think he's made some of my favorite films I can watch, and something that's always slept on with films: rewatchability.
Oh, yeah. I
A
agree.
lot of Ridley Scott's films are good, and I can rewatch them,
Yes.
which is like a thing. Like, there's a lot of good films that I
And it's
can't rewatch.
And let me tell you something. Ridley Scott movies are constantly being ripped off. Not ripped off. I'm not gonna say that. They're being homaged. But people forget that Ridley did it first, right?
Yeah, so he's also made some absolute stinkers.
That's what I'm saying. Black bag, baby. You don't know. Laughs is like a box of
So
chocolate.
if we're going stinkers, let's do House of Gucci. I haven't seen
have-
those.
well,
Gladiator
God-
2,
yeah.
House of Gucci. I didn't see All the Money in the World. Exodus, Gods and Kings. So for all he did for so we were just chatting about how great he was for like showing these Muslims in a great way, and then there's Exodus, Gods and Kings, and he hires 2 white actors to play Egyptian gods. But now I'm realizing we're saying the same thing. These aren't real. They could be white
Correct.
guys.
But that's what you appreciate about Ridley, right? Like you never know what you're gonna get. I'll tell you another thing Ridley does.
G.I. Jane.
Fuck you. No, he did.
He
G.I.
did
Jane.
G.I. Jane.
He directed
Yeah.
Ridley. I mean, if you're 90 and you've been making movies for 50 years, you're gonna get a couple.
I do
more.
appreciate this about Ridley Scott. He's not an auteur,
No.
you know?
No.
And in today's world, everyone's trying to be an auteur. They're like, every young director, every like up and coming director wants to like write, direct, have their filmography. And it's not just even directors or writers, it's like actors, musicians. They want their like body of work to say something, which is fair and it works for some people, but I also think sometimes you have to be a bit of a mercenary.
Right.
Someone's like, oh, I read the script, it seems kind of interesting, I'm gonna go direct it because I'm allowed to. I'm Ridley Scott.
And I've got the juice.
People are gonna give me $100 million to go shoot this.
Yep.
Let me have a crack, let me try some new things. Doesn't work out, fuck you, I don't care. And I go ahead.
I think he was on set one time and he was shooting Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and famously, like, it's one of my favorite movies, and Russell Crowe is like this unknown guy. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're good, don't worry.
All right. So Russell Crowe is this unknown guy, and they have him on playing as the titular role of the Gladiator. And Russell Crowe's like, he's young, man. He's Australian. He doesn't know any better. So he's like, hey, man, Ridley, do you want to do like another take? Like I can do like a take like where I'm doing. There's this opening scene in Gladiator where he looks at a sparrow, and a sparrow just settles for a moment and then flies away. Right? It's a real settling moment, anchoring moment at the beginning of the movie. And Russell Crowe tells Ridley, he's like, hey, I did that shot, you want me to do it another way, whatever. And Russell Ridley just looks at him and he goes, no, nobody's gonna give a fuck. We have a fucking fight scene up next. It's fine. Right? And that's what you want from a guy who's like, I don't care about the fucking auteur of it. I don't want every frame to be a painting. What I give a fuck about is, do people remember and quote this story? And guess what?
Yeah.
We do. We
And
quote his shit endlessly.
You don't want people to be like, say what you will about Ridley Scott. You'll never be like, oh yeah, like that's classic. Like, okay, you will say that's classic Ridley Scott for sure, but it's not like his films have that stink on it of Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Whereas other directors, some other arguably better directors, like if you watch one of the films from like Tarantino to Wes Anderson to like Ari Aster or whatever, you're like, oh, this whole thing feels like you could have showed me this film without telling me and I would have guessed it.
Yep.
Right? Whereas Ridley Scott is like, no, I'm gonna make it's not about me. Actually, I respect that a lot. It's not about me doing the putting my stink on this story.
Yep.
I'm just trying to tell the story the best way it can be told.
I think one of the best things that you're going to do as a director. By the way, for those that may not know, for those that may not be aware of my legend, my dad was a movie director back in the 80s in India.
Okay, his dad was a very successful Bollywood director, one of the big dogs. He basically brought rom-coms out in Bollywood.
That's true.
Careers of Govinda and so many other people. Continue.
But he had a great take on movies as a whole, where he went. The thing is, if you're, because I used to take him to like these movie film festivals. And we had them. They were very serious in India back in the day. And he used to go over there, and I'd be like, "Oh, that thing's happening at the corner. We good?
Yeah, I'm good. We good. There's bugs.
There's bugs. There's one on your chest right now.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. Okay, continue.
It's not helping the stereotype with the bucket hat and everything. But no, like, so he would take us for these movies, and like, he'd take me for these movies, and I would look at them and I'd be like, "Oh, look, that's what's happening in the frame over there." And you see like the smoke. That's pretty cool, right? And my dad would look at me, and he used to make movies for like the movie-going audience. He made it for them, not for the film students. And he went, "Dog, if your audience has to look in the edges of the frame for the story, then I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, this is not going to go well."
Yeah.
Right? And Ridley's always had the plot going before the framing. He had the next thing. Like, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how the story's going to resolve itself. I'm feeling the peril of the character. I'm feeling the emotions. I don't have time. But maybe on the 7th rewatch, I'll notice that in Blade Runner there was like a car going in the background. But with a lot of modern auteurs, there's this need to be Kubrick-esque, to be worshipped,
like David Fincher, or
right?
things
Like to be fetishized for every minute detail in the corner.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that is inherently bad. I'm just saying that has to be a second thought. Ridley's always been good about that. Like,
yeah, I think that I do respect. I respect Ridley Scott. I will say that Ridley Scott has stinkers, and he has films that are borderline unwatchable.
100%. Yeah.
But I respect Ridley Scott as a director because he's not like sitting there waiting for this film has to be a Ridley Scott film, like to land on his desk. He'll see something that he connects with, and then jump out and direct it. Which, like, I work in film. That's something I would like to do. Like, I also know directors who are like trying to plot out their next 10 years of their career.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna do a project like this, I'm gonna do a project like this. I'm like, you never know, something will come up and like you'll be like, oh, okay, but like, well, if it matches my brand, you're basically like an influencer. You're like, this is my brand, this is what I'm trying to build. It's like, who gives a shit? Just do your thing, man. Just find something cool. Like, a good example of that is Seth Rogen as well, who's like, I read a cool comic book, I'm gonna do everything I can to make this comic book into a TV series.
I'm sorry, can I say something about Seth Rogen?
What?
I fucking love him.
Yeah, okay, good. I thought you were gonna go the other way.
No.
I
I used to be one of those snooty little fuckers who was always like, well, Seth Rogen only makes stoner comedy. I watched, what's it called? The franchise?
The Studio.
The Studio.
The Studio is fantastic.
I'm a believer.
The Studio is fantastic.
I'm a believer.
The Boys, Invincible is one of my favorite shows on TV right now. If you want to talk Invincibles, go follow the Escape Pod. It's a great pod.
Yeah, yep.
I have no affiliation with them. I'm just a fan.
Yep. Plugging them for free.
Plugging them for free. Hopefully they plug me back.
But there's this other pod. It's two guys on a balcony in Delhi. It's great.
Get it. ठीक है. That's Chan Mohammed. He's a sponsor of the pod.
For those that may think that Asif is a man of the people, he has people waiting on his every word.
No.
But no, like, and so one other thing was that if you're going to be a director, you're going to be some guy who's going to take a chance on, like Orlando Bloom, to come back to that point, right? Orlando Bloom is not a convincing action star.
Yeah.
Every time he swings a sword, it looks like he's doing it for the first fucking time.
Oh no, mate. Orlando Bloom's catching so many strays. I've actually through this podcast and through, I think he's Legolas when he pulls out the double sword. Fuck you.
Yeah, but that's CGI. That's not real.
That's not CGI.
Ridley Scott put a broadsword in his hand and he was like, I don't know what the
First
fuck
of all,
it
fine,
is.
let's put a broadsword in your hand. And second thing, I think he did just fine in it. Broadswords are heavy. That's a good acting.
Correct, which brings it back to like the difference between the original as it was constructed, right? The idea of the director versus what it was finally fucking sold as.
Yeah.
If you look at Kingdom of Heaven, if you watch the normal theatrical version of it, that you can, that is the more commonly circulated version, you're gonna look at Orlando Bloom and think, why was this guy fucking cast? Why is he the savior of Jerusalem?
Who would you pick?
Who would I pick? Well, if
In
it was that
2004.
if it was that version
In 2004.
in 2004, I would probably go.
Or 2003, whenever they were going to do it.
Ooh, it can't be The Rock because he was still doing the fucking WWE bullshit.
You wanted The Rock?
No, I want a physicality.
You want physicality? You want
Yeah.
The Rock? you want The Rock? You're fucking crazy.
By the way, to date the pod, he was fucking drunk off his ass, and I know he got like a bunch of calls from his agent when he did the
Kevin
roast
Hart
for
roast.
Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
yeah.
He was fucked.
He was
He said the F-bomb way too many fucking times.
I want to see him. I want to hear him say the N-word. I want to hear The Rock say the N-word.
I know he says it. I can't prove it.
He should be able to say it.
I don't think. I think he's quarter black.
No, he is half black, half Samoan. I
His
think he
mum
should.
is not black.
I'm
His
not,
dad's Samoan.
I'm not gonna get into race science about The Rock. I'm pretty
There's
sure he's half
there's a
black.
critical threshold. You cross that critical like Steph Curry can barely say it.
Steph Curry can say the N-word. He's half black.
Barely.
What do you mean?
Like his wife stole his girl in her shoes
no,
when he goes
If
Jimmy
you're-
Butler. That
If you're, I also don't think we should be having this conversation.
we can say it. We can say it. It's fine. In this country, it's fine.
I don't think it's
fine.
for. I don't think it's for us to decide who can say the N-word.
I would know, but in
uh,
2004, probably
What, Gerard Butler?
Gerard Butler.
No, actually, I think Orlando Bloom.
A
brought
Scotsman defending Jerusalem. That's cinema. That's Kino.
I think it's
That's
quite,
Kino.
I think it's quite good because Orlando Bloom brings a softness to the character that is necessary. So I
Yes.
actually back him.
Yes,
I actually
yes.
back him. You wanted a little bit of a femboy, a soft boy.
And that is what we call a Freudian slip.
Yeah, we all want a femboy.
We all want a twink in charge of the city's defense.
We all want a femboy, but for the film we want a soft boy.
But like, it makes total sense when you watch the director's cut because then you go, oh, Orlando Bloom is not supposed to be this, this career soldier,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
mercenary.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a guy who found himself there. And if you watch the movie, there's what I think is one of the finest moments in cinema.
Yeah.
And I do mean that truly. Ed Norton plays Baldwin the Fourth, and there's a moment where he looks at Orlando Bloom across a chess table, right? Like the framing of it is
Yeah.
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's like something from the old days. There's just filled with visual metaphor, and he looks over and he says, "There's going to come a time when you're standing before your God, and you're going to have to explain yourself, and to say that virtue was not convenient at the time, it will not suffice, right?" And there's a crystallization of the character where Orlando Bloom realizes he's no longer a journeyman being tossed on the tides of fate. He's now a guy who needs to fucking decide what he's about.
That's something. There you go.
Then when he does the defense of Jerusalem, it makes sense. Is a guy who rose to the occasion, and that's what I say. Like there are a lot of movies where the director's cut doesn't serve the story, where it's like you had a chance to shut the fuck up and just let us enjoy the movie for what it was. You shouldn't have pushed for the director's cut version. But then there are other movies where it's like, I get it, Ridley. I fucking get it.
Yeah.
That's what you were going for.
The director's cut of this film is better, and that's something that we've also said. That is one of my favorite scenes of the film as well. It says, it says like, yeah, you have to. He also says, I will not. You can't stand before God and say, I did as another man told me, or a king told me, or something like that. You have to take ownership.
A man may move another man.
But also, the dialogue in this film, at times excellent.
Correct.
At times they're beating us over the head with it. They're like, oh, what do you think you are? Like some sort of perfect knight? It's like, yeah, man, that's what they're going for.
I mean, this is also made for like audiences.
It's made for everyone.
2005,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I hate this phrase, but it's like it's made for, what do they say, the flyover states.
Like 3
as
years
well.
later, Transformers did come out. You know what I mean?
Great flick. You know a funny story about Transformers? I moved into my friend's sister's house, and then I was like, just moved in. I put on Transformers, and then she comes home. She's like, "What are you watching?" And she's younger than me, and I'm like, "Transformers." And she's like, "All right, we don't know each other very well." And she's like, "Okay, cool."
This is her
And
first notion of you.
first like real like thing, and then second day I'm like, well, I've done Transformers 1, I'm gonna do Transformers 2. She comes home and she's like, I've still been at home, and she comes home and she's like, are you still watching Transformers? And I was like, yeah. And then
There's 7 of these.
Then third day she's like, are you still watching Transformers? It's a really long film. And I'm like, no, I'm on the third film. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And it was one of those moments.
Aren't you from Eton?
Yeah, you need to get your life
You guys
together.
are really educated and everything. What the fuck
You
is
need to
happening?
get your life together a little bit. But it's okay. So here's one of my final questions. Like, not obviously, but like, You mentioned earlier how like a lot of people don't talk about Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of boys do. And this is one of the questions I had. Is Kingdom of Heaven, because like it's got like a huge cult following, people whack it on all the time. Is it a boy film?
I mean, what could be more boy than lads on tour, right? We're taking a year off. We're taking back the holy city, and the villains of the piece are the two guys that we all know from our friend group, right? The villains of the piece in the movie are this guy called Guy de Lusignan and Renaud de Chatillon.
Fantastic pronunciation.
Thank you very much. To let the French girlies know I'm an ally. In what struggle? Fucking God knows. No, but like they're playing these camp characters. Like I was telling you this when we were watching the movie. The villain of Ridley will let a villain be camp.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important that a villain be a little camp.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you see the Batman
Yeah, I
and like
see.
the Riddler is just like this incel, no style. It's just like, whoa, we're not because I told you.
Ave Maria.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
I like the Riddler.
We all watched The Lion King. The Lion King is Kino. I think we can all
Yeah.
agree. Scar is fucking camp. Scar walks with that swish in his step, right? And he goes like, I'm going to plot and scheme, and he strokes his beard.
But that's a Disney film.
Guy de Lusignan does the exact same thing. He walks around with his furs off his shoulders like Charlie XCX, and he goes, "You are the naughtiest fucking boy." You want that in your villains, right? You want your villains to have a little camp to them, a little flair, a little sauce.
A little sauce out there.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
You want them to have a grinder account.
Right, exactly. And what is that? That's when lads are on tour and one of your friends sticks balloons up his shirt and he goes, "Look, boys, dits." That's what there's nothing more boy than that. It's boy math. Boy math is, if we put in 400,000 guys, we can take back Jaffa.
Do you think, so you don't think, okay, so I can see why Kingdom of Heaven is quite a boy film. Like the way boys on like when you're like a teenager, sleepover, you're like, let's watch Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah.
And I don't think girls are doing the same thing. And here's the follow-up to your boy. Is Ridley Scott a boy director?
Ooh. Well, define boy director.
Do men predominantly like her? Do women like Ridley Scott films?
Ooh.
Ridley Scott films, a lot of them are on the top 10.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people's top 10s, a lot of people's top 4s. Shout out Letterboxd. Or like they're in like a lot of them are in the top 100 IMDb.
Yeah.
How many women put them up there?
I think it comes down to Ridley is a boy director in that Ridley knows who his loyals are. When he made Blade Runner, and
so you're saying he's intentionally doing it?
No. He knows there's an archetype he's going for. Okay, and back in the day in the '80s, it was all guys.
Yeah.
These were the D&D guys. These were the guys who were like, actually, those dudes, right? Like me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right? The guys who grew up painting Warhammer figurines. It was us.
Yeah.
He made it for us. But because 2026 is the year of emancipation, we have women who are into sci-fi. They'll do a Blade Runner.
I think women are always into sci-fi.
Yeah, but it took these seminal moments. And again, Ridley, please know that I am worshipful. Ridley made Aliens.
Yes, that is.
Ridley made Aliens.
Yes.
Ridley put Sigourney Weaver in a thong. Now,
For
we
the
can
boys.
argue about the optics are not
But she's
great.
the hero.
She's the hero.
Yeah.
Right? She saves the cat, right? She's a crazy cat lady. And she's in a thong. Fuck all that. And they had to airbrush out of her bush, by the way.
Yeah.
In
Release
the 80s,
the
which
bush
is
cut.
Fucking nuts.
Release the bush cut.
Right? Like that conversation I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for. But Ridley made strong women a viable choice as the vehicle for your story. We can put her in a mecha suit and she'll fucking fight a xenomorph. Ostensibly, boy movie. But he snuck in some feminism.
So he's teaching the boys.
He's teaching the boys. He makes boy movies, but it's woke.
So Ridley Scott makes films for.
He makes films for the boys, but not assigned male at birth.
He teaches them. He teaches them.
Gender is a construct, Ridley believes.
Ridley's teaching.
His choice, his gender is boys.
Ridley is the woke left.
He is the woke left.
Really
He's
is
a
the woke
95-year-old Englishman who is the vanguard of the woke left.
It's him and his sock piker. Get him on the pod.
Get him on the pod, friends of the pod. Oh my God.
I know you have more notes.
I do. And I also want to say a few other things about the Kingdom of Heaven. Is that it's a guy. By the way,
do you mind yapping for a bit while I grab a crisp?
For sure. All right. So
the mic's still on, my mic's on too as well.
Yeah, you're just gonna hear sounds. But there's some great things about Ridley that you need to appreciate. All right, Ridley did attention to detail in a way that nobody else did. Ridley did when he did Aliens. He did the set design for Aliens to be done manually, physical indentations on at the time a version of plastic, which would give us that feeling of the truly alien, the truly otherworldly when you're on board the ships in Alien. He brought that same sort of aesthetic to the Lord of the Rings. He brought that same sort of aesthetic to the Kingdom of Heaven, because when you look at the Kingdom of Heaven, there are a lot of like visual hints and clues, what I call subtextual storytelling, in terms of the fact that a lot of the Crusaders, for example, were carrying scimitars, and scimitars were weapons of the Saracens, they're weapons of the Moors. But he understood that there is a mercenary element to the Crusader war in Jerusalem, and so it's completely reasonable that someone who is ostensibly a Crusader would be wielding a scimitar because they're there for the money. They're there as mercenaries. Everything that we see today in contemporary politics, sad as it may be, which is Pete Hegseth's Georgian cross, right?
Oh, yeah.
That is all over the fucking movies. God wills it. God wills it.
Yeah,
Deus
that is
vult.
crazy that the Secretary of Defense, or Secretary of War now,
This is Secretary of War now.
for America, who's doing the whole bombing campaign against Iran,
Yep.
has got like Deus Vult and like Crusader tattoos all over him.
Because I'll tell you what,
Bizarre.
the thing about the people who think they understand religion, but don't want to put in the study of divinity, they think you know what this is about? This is about merch. This is about merch. Like everybody wants the merch. They want the fucking crucifix, and they want the moon, and they want the da-da-da. Nobody wants to read the user manual, where they were just like, all right, well, what is this about? And Ridley understood that, and which is why when you look throughout the Kingdom of Heaven, you're going to see this visual iconography, which he put in there as like, look at these fucking clowns who just, they follow symbols and they follow these iconoclastic figures without any thought whatsoever of the ideology behind them. But because media literacy is at negative 10 in 2026, you have edgelords on 4chan today, including the Secretary of Defense for the Secretary of War for the United States, right? Who's walking around with the merch and who doesn't understand a word of it. And I think it's like one of those painful, ironic inversions that lives on long after the art in Ridley's movies. And that's why I think Kingdom of Heaven is going to be looked upon as very favorably over the next 10 years.
I think it's looked upon favorably now. Like, you put the Kingdom of Heaven on, it's a good film, it's a good watch.
It's a good watch.
It's a good watch, it's fun to watch. I think it's a film that a lot of boyfriends force their girlfriends to watch.
Yeah.
It's very, and I don't think Orlando Bloom's great in it. I think the fight scenes could do with a bit more. I'm not super into them, but the dialogue of King Baldwin alone makes it a good watch.
And you have to love when you talk about love of the game, you have to love Ed Norton.
You have to love Ed Norton to do that.
Right? Don't credit me. I'm going to come.
Is that the brand though?
Buckets.
Is that him?
And I will leave.
Is that what he wanted you to think though?
I don't care. He accomplished it. You know what this is the equivalent of? This is the equivalent of like just randomly some player showing up for a playoff game.
Yeah.
Just on a 10-day contract.
He's putting up.
Just shows up, drops 30, leaves, and goes back to the fucking Hornets or whatever.
I think there's one scene that I want to talk about before we go is what is Jerusalem worth? Just
walk us through it.
In it, he goes at the end of the battle, they're gonna surrender Jerusalem to Saladin. Orlando Bloom asks Salahuddin, what is Jerusalem worth? And he goes, nothing. Walks away, double hands up in pumped fists, and goes, everything. And it's such a crazy line read, but it's sometimes we bring up weird line reads on this podcast a lot. This is a weird line read, that is so good and so impactful and just stays with you. And I think about it almost all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I think about it once a
What
day.
does that line mean to you?
Huh?
What does that line mean to you?
I mean, there's obviously like this deeper philosophical aspect of when it was written. You know, like the idea that Jerusalem is just a place. These holy places are just places. There's nothing. It's very Islamic in its nature of like there's nothing between you and God. Right? Because Islam, obviously, we don't have
There is no intercessor between me and my Creator.
Yeah, we don't galvanize priests or anything like that.
Yep.
But at the same time, and that's what this line means. It's like Jerusalem means nothing, but at the same time, to so many people, it means everything.
Correct.
Because people sometimes need like a place to feel closer to their Creator. To their
We
God
need
and stuff.
symbols. I think that's what this is.
But what it means more to me, and speaking of needing symbols, that line read is so weird and so good that I feel like the actor of Saladin should be costing everything for the next like 10 years. But
I actually looked this up. His name is, and forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, it's either Ghaus Masood or Ghaus Mahmoud. And he's this middle-aged actor from the Middle East. And he's done a bunch of TV shows, very critically acclaimed, stuff like that. Ridley saw his stuff, said, I want you to play Saladin. And he comes on and he says, yeah, 100%. He had a bunch of notes for Ridley. So for those that don't know, the story was, The Kingdom of Heaven was written by a guy named William Moynihan. William Moynihan, his next movie would be The Departed, for which he would, I think, receive an Oscar nomination. And these are lines that are written in a vacuum in Britain, in a shed somewhere, and this Middle Eastern actor read it and said, I'm not going to change your lines because I have respect for the director, but I'm just going to change the intonation of it, right? So that whole thing where he goes, right before the Jerusalem moment, there's a moment where Orlando Bloom and him are having this tete-a-tete where it's closing out the story and trying to encapsulate for the audience what this whole fracas was about. And he goes, when Orlando Bloom goes, when the Christians took Jerusalem, they slaughtered everyone within these walls. And Salahuddin at that point goes, I'm not those men. I am Salahuddin. And then he stops for effect and he goes, Salahuddin, which literally translates as the intent or the advice of God, right? That sort of knowledge only comes from someone who knows the language and understands like the smaller nuances of the language. And I think that's why it's really fun when you get people rag on a lot of movies these days and they say, well, it's very woke to have a Namibian play a Namibian, or it's very woke to have a Greek play a Greek, and da-da-da-da. But I think those people bring a level of nuance to the language that maybe you're not used to, that will be able to really accentuate the story. You don't speak fluent Arabic, nor do I. But just from watching Ross play that scene, we know that when he goes, I am Salahuddin, what he's really saying is, I am literally the meaning of my name. And that could only have happened from a guy who speaks Arabic fluently.
yeah.
And he does that later on with the Jerusalem line, and he does that throughout, where you really do understand the value of having an actor who comes from the part of the world where you're trying to tell the story. And it's woke, of course it's fucking woke. You and I are trying to get laid. We will say woke things.
Speak for yourself, brother.
Right? We will try and say woke things to get the cuties on our side because the conservatives have no good-looking women. Woof. You know what I mean? It's rough. But the point is that you do understand why that's a thing that people say, hey man, ask the guys whose stories you're telling to tell the stories, because they'll bring a level to it that you didn't have before.
Excellently put.
Yeah.
Excellently put. On that note, I think we're going to wrap this up.
The part, not the drinking, because this is going to go on for a while.
We're going to throw up, this is how we do the rating at the end.
Please.
You do 2 thumbs up, or you have 2 thumbs, you can do a half thumb. You can do, so you can do 1.5, whatever.
Yep.
And then we throw up our thumbs, and then we get the score at the same time.
All right.
On 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
That's 2, baby.
1.5 thumbs.
That's
from
2.
me.
Seminole Kino.
So that's a 3.5 out of 4. Bloody good score.
Bloody good score.
Bloody good score.
Has anyone ever gotten like a full score?
I'm not sure. I think Young and Dangerous, the Cantonese film, got a pretty high one.
Yep, good choice.
I can't remember that. I'm not. Yeah, if you run the Reddit page about this podcast, Thank you.
Thank all three of you. We appreciate you.
If there's not a Reddit page about this podcast, please go start one.
Don't worry, we'll. You know,
I'll get some bots. That's why
we'll get some bots. We'll
that's
put
why
the
I'm in
money
Delhi.
in.
I'm finding bots right now.
And by bots we mean literal friends of ours, because this is India and they're surprisingly affordable.
I want to give it. Thank you very much, Fahad, for coming out to.
Appreciate you having me on, baby.
For doing the pod, and thanks to our listeners. And Kingdom of Heaven, great flick. Put it on.
Put it on, baby.
Yeah.
Give Ridley that sweet money.
All right.